and welcome to Slay MBA with Aishwarya. Okay, so today's video today is the first video of the Slay MBA with Aishwarya series, and today I'm going to be talking about top 10 MBA lingos that are used in business school. Now, since doing all the top 10 MBA lingos, the video became quite informative for audiences to actually take it in one go. So what I'm doing is I'm going to divide it into two parts. So in this video, we are going to be talking about the top 5 MBA lingo that you're going to see in business school. And I'm going to do a part 2 of it in which the rest 5 would be covered. So let's begin. Every industry has its own lingo, and business school lingos can be very perplexing for the outsiders. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be talking about the top 10 lingos which are used in business school or in the business industry, and you should be aware of, what do those things mean. And I'm going to be a little quick when I talk about all of these 10 lingos, but moving ahead, I'm going to do a deep dive video on each of the 10 lingos which I'm talking right now to make you understand it at a deeper level. Okay, so let's begin. So to begin with, number 1 on the list is blue ocean and red ocean. Now, these are the two terms when you begin your MBA you are going to come across quite often. And whether it is your strategy subject, it's finance, accounting, marketing, you're going to see these words like quite often, okay? So what do you mean exactly by red ocean and blue ocean, okay? So to begin with, red oceans are all the industries in existence today. So it is the known market space, okay? And it is called red ocean because there is cutthroat competition between all the companies. Now, talking about blue ocean, blue oceans are the industries which are not in existence today. So that's the unknown market space. Okay, and it's called blue ocean because there is a lot of opportunity, lot of growth, and it is still unexplored and unattained by the competition. Now, moving ahead with this, we have something called as blue ocean strategy and something called as red ocean strategy. Okay, so what do you mean by blue ocean strategy? Blue ocean strategy is where what creates demand. Okay, so the companies, they don't want to get into that shrinking profit pool. So they do come up with new business ideas, new business solutions. So that's what you call as the blue ocean strategy. But when I tell you about the red ocean strategy means more competition. Okay, so there is limited demand, so all the companies want to have their greater share of profit, and that is why they dive into it. Okay, so this was number 1. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, so number 2 on the list is business model. So what exactly is a business model? A business model is a framework to find a systematic way to unlock long-term value for an organization, and while doing that you have to also deliver value to your customers, and you have to capture value through monetization strategies. So in short, if I would have to tell you, so it's a holistic framework to understand, design and test your business assumptions in the marketplace. Now, to develop a business model, companies need to create value for their stakeholders. Okay, so thus a business model is about something that makes users want to go back to your app, service or product. For example, we always say that what's Uber's business model or what's Apple's business model. Okay, so that is something what you call as a business model. It's about how businesses can get value from your solution. It is also about how suppliers grow their business through it. Okay, so in short, and if you have to consolidate everything, a business model is all those things together. And when all of these pieces come together, that is when you can say that it's you have a business model. Moving on with the third MBA lingo, here we have is cash cow. So you might have heard these terms multiple times. So let's understand, what do you mean by cash cow? So a cash cow is basically one of the 4 categories of the BCG matrix. What is BCG matrix? I'm going to be making a detailed video on the BCG matrix so that you guys can understand. For now, just understand BCG matrix has 4 quadrants, and one of the quadrants is cash cow. That is how the term has come up. And what does cash cow means? Cash cow is a reference to a business, product or asset that once acquired and paid off will produce consistent cash flows over its lifespan. Okay, so make it very easy. It is a business or a unit that you have been paid for. So for example, you set up a business, you have invested a lot of amount onto that business, and it's steady and it's growing. So that business will produce steady cash flow over its lifespan. Okay, so for example, I have multiple businesses. So I am a CEO, I have this business which is my main business, and then I do like a lot of different small businesses also. But this is my core business where I've invested a lot of money. But I am an innovator by heart. I like to innovate things. I like to have like multiple things, my foot into multiple things. So what I am doing is I have made a steady business, okay, that's has a very good business model, and that's going to pay all my rents and pay all my employees and everything. And then I'm actually trying my hands on other businesses. So if I have this steady business and it's giving me the money to pay my rents, it's profitable, so this is my cash cow. Okay, so this is my cash cow, and rest of the business I'm still trying on. So that is what you mean by cash cow. With this, coming to the fourth MBA lingo, we have core competency. Okay, so when you are actually in your MBA life, or in general also for all the people who are into business, you might have heard this word a lot of time. What is your core competency? What's the core competency of the business, or what is your core competency for that matter? So what do you mean by core competencies? So core competencies are your resources and the capabilities that comprise the strategic advantage of a business. So if you are a job seeker, you would focus on your core competencies to stand out from the crowd. And this is very similar to any business. So each business will have its core competencies that will make it stand out from the crowd. So if you want to ask somebody that, what is that makes them stand out of the crowd, you can ask a business or a person that, what are your core competencies? Okay, that distinguishing factor which will make you unique in in a pool. So the activity must also provide superior value or benefits to the customer if I'm talking in terms of business, and it should be difficult for a competitor to replicate or imitate it. Okay, so and it also should be rare. So if a business or a person has core competency, so it has to qualify all of these criteria, which is it should be superior value or benefits to the customers, it should be difficult for a competitor to replicate or imitate it, and thirdly, it should be rare. Now, a business is not just limited to one core competency, and a competency is based, vary based upon different industries in the organization. Moving ahead, the fifth MBA terminology or the fifth MBA lingo we have is value proposition. Again, one of the terms that you are going to see quite often when you begin your MBA. So what do you mean by value proposition? Value proposition is nothing but the promise that a company promises its customers that this is the value I am going to provide you before you actually before a customer actually thinks of buying the product. So the promise that a company makes to its customers that this is the value that I'm going to provide you is what you call as value proposition in very basic layman terms. So when I talk about value proposition, a company's value proposition tells a customer the number one reason why a product or a service is best suited for that particular customer. Value propositions can follow different formats as long as they are on brand, unique, or specific to the company in question. Also, a successful value proposition should be persuasive enough and help turn a prospect into a paying customer. So that's the value of a value proposition. Okay, with this we are done with our first video of Slay MBA with Aishwarya. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found something insightful. If you have any feedback, if you want to tell me more, have some comments, just feel free to drop in comments below, and I'll obviously take care of all the feedbacks and do the upcoming videos. And if you guys like the video, do like, share and subscribe it with your friends who actually need it. And I'll be coming up with more videos that includes all the business model, all the different types of strategies, BCG matrix, SWOT analysis, and help you understand it at a deeper level. So this is Aishwarya signing off. I'll see you guys with another Slay MBA with Aishwarya video next Saturday. Bye-bye.